Hi everyone, and welcome to the Dodo Bird Nerd. It's me, the Dodo Bird Nerd. In today's Drawing an Extinct Animal video, I'm going to be drawing the Bramble Cay Melomys again, but this time in a new style. So with all that out of the way, let's roll the intro, and let's get started. So now I'm starting with the basic sketch of the Bramble Cay Melomys, and I do have a reference image pulled up, and I do look at a few others throughout the drawing process. So after getting a basic sketch of part of the body done, I start working on the tail and then the back feet, getting first the one that's more in the foreground and then getting the one that's in the background. After getting those in, I start getting the front leg more defined as well as the foot for that area and then the back foot as well. I then move on to getting the rest of the body drawn in, like so, and then starting off with the head, which does take me a while to get right, and I know that that is generally not right. I do realize around this point that my proportions are very off, so I erase a good chunk of it, and then I move the front leg a bit back more so I can get better proportions for the drawing overall. After doing that, I just erase a little bit of the bottom just to make it all line up a bit better, and then I move on to doing the back again, and getting that part drawn in, and then I start again with the head. This time going with a more like drawing all the way around, even though I'm going to erase part of it approach, just maybe to make it slightly better. After doing that, I then erase the area right through there, and then I make the head slightly larger, just doing a lot of tweaks with the head overall, just to make it a better drawing in the long run. So I do a bit more tweaks with the head through here, and then I just keep trying to figure out how to do it, like changing the positioning is one thing I do. I think this is generally the positioning I keep for the final drawing. Then after doing that, I also have to draw on the ears like so. And then I think at this point I actually start doing, I do a bit more tweaks on the back just to make it a bit more accurate. It is a bit more not rounded, but I'll fix that later, I think. And then I do the tail again, because I didn't like how it looked the first time. It looked a bit uneven, so I redraw it in there. And then I make the new layer, and I start off with coloring in my basic sketch. I find a darker gray, and just start coloring it in. This is a relatively easy drawing to color in, all things considered, just because it's mainly one color. There's a few more details in another one, but overall the fur on the Bramble Cay Melomys is generally one color with another just put on. If that makes any sense, you'll see it in the drawing. So after I color in like the shading line for the front leg, I then move on to do the rest of the head, like so. And then I think I move on to the ears at this point, yes. So I get a more of a tan-ish color. And then I found a darker tan, and then I color in the main ear with a pink color, and I add a bit more gray around there just to make it slightly more cohesive. I then realized I don't like how large it is, so I just cut off a bit of it and then recolor it back in to make it look back to being rounded. I then add in my standard electric blue eye like so, and add in the little shine bit right there. Then I add in the nose and the whiskers for the Bramble Cay Melomys and a little smile. I then work on coloring in the feet and legs, adding in the back leg, and then coloring in the little feet. And then I do the same with the front, not the front, the back leg, and coloring in the back of the back leg. That made a lot of sense. And then I move on to doing the tail using the darker pink I used generally in a lot of the shading, because that's what it generally appeared to be somewhere along that lines, maybe slightly different, but I felt like using it here. And then I used a darker pink to add a bit more shading there. Then going to what I mentioned earlier, it was kind of like a gray with like brown on top of it, so I added in a bit of a lighter grayish brown color on top just to add a bit more variety, and yeah. I then work on smoothing out the drawing. So after smoothing it out a bit more, I realized that I smoothed out a bit too much around the tail, so I added a bit more of the gray coloring to make it more close to what I want it to look like. And then do a bit of smoothing of the tail, and then the feet, and then the underbelly, and add in the shading line between the back feet, and end up think I end up changing it, or I already did. Okay. And then do a bit more smoothing on the front feet and front leg, and then do a bit more on the head, and then I do the shading line between the ears, and a bit more smoothing right through there. I then do a bit more tweaks on the ears just to make them a bit more rounded, and add a bit more of that gray just to make them mesh a bit more together. And then I do a bit of tweaks on the back just to make it slightly more rounded. So after a few more off-screen tweaks to my drawing, here is my final drawing of the Bramble Cay Melomys. What do you think of my drawing? Let me know in the comments down below. What extinct animals do you want me to draw in the future? Let me know in the comments down below. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Bye!